Hello and welcome to another episode of Matti Makes, a yarn enthusiast channel. I'm Crystal and today we're tackling the topic of crocheting versus knitting. Now I've been crocheting for over 30 years and knitting for almost 20. So let's get into the basics of what each are and the pros and cons of each. Crochet. Stacks of stitches on top of each other, each one works separately. Knitting, interlocked loops worked in rows. That's the base. Now, the reasons you would do one versus the other, like types of yarn. Well, knitting and crochet both can use various types of yarn or threads from really, really fine, like a size 80, all the way up to a super chunky yarn. Yarn usage. Now you're going to use a little less yarn when you knit a project versus crocheting a project, because knitting is worked up one loop inside the other, therefore it is thinner. Crocheting, you pull the loops up through so they're overlapped each other, and you make something that's almost double layered. So you are going to use more yarn in crocheting. So 1 point to knitting, right? So stretch. A knitted object is going to be very stretchy, such as hats, sweaters, or socks. Very stretchy. While when you crochet something, it's not stretchy. It is solid, it is fairly stiff. It takes special crochet stitches to make anything stretchy. So that being said, it's great for baskets and purses and like outer garments like jackets where you don't really want them to stretch. Now, we talked about stability. Knitting, not really stable. Things are going to stretch, things are going to move. It's really hard to knit something and have it be stable. So that's a point for crochet for being stable and a point for knitting for being stretchy. Now, when we get to forgivability, if you're a knitter and you've dropped a stitch, you know it's not very forgiving to fix it. But when you mess up a crochet pattern, you can just rip those single stitches out row after row and rebuild it. So crochet is much more forgivable than knitting. Mental health. Both are fabulous for mental health. Nice, quiet projects where you can do simple projects and just relax, or let creative energies flow and do something really complicated. Portability. Small projects on each are very portable. Large projects such as jackets, sweaters, or large blankets, not as portable, but they're equal in that fact. Lace work. Either knit or crochet look very beautiful in lace work. It is easier and more forgiving to do lace work in crochet than knitting. Learnability. The basic stitches, I would say, in crochet are easier to learn, but once you get past those basic lines of each, I think learnability is about the same in either one. Tools. Well, with crochet, there are short hooks and long hooks and different thicknesses of hooks. With knitting, there's double point needles, there's single straight needles, there's cable needles. You need a lot more tools in knitting to get more variety of projects than with crochet. Therefore, affordability, I believe it would be more affordable to crochet than knit based on those special knitting needles and the cost of knitting needles. Now, if you found any entertainment or use in anything I've said so far, please click that like button and that subscribe, and I can keep producing these videos for you. Now, last, coming to knit or crochet, blocking. The act of getting something wet or washing it and shaping it the way you want. Now, almost everything in knitting needs to be blocked or should be blocked. Where very few things in crochet need to be blocked. So if you're a person who doesn't like the act of blocking, crochet might be better for you. Now, with all that being said, both are extremely fun, relaxing, and amazing to do and create some very unique pieces, especially when you throw in your own spinning. But choose which one to learn or which one to learn better based on the projects you want to do. If all you want to do is make socks, knitting. If you want to make more like baskets, hardware items, crochet is better. Even making toys, I think crochet is better because it's more manipulable to get the different shapes, where knitting is more difficult to get the shapes. But that being said, choose the one that makes you the happiest. Choose the one that you enjoy doing the most. Or if you can't make up your mind like myself, do both. Alrighty, everybody. Hope you got great value from this. Hope you learned things. Drop it in the comments below on, do you knit? Do you crochet? What projects do you like to do? Happy knitting, happy crocheting, but most of all, happy making. See y'all in the next one.